Hi guys. So today we're going to be talking about getting published. So I'm published here and how you can get some reviews, some actual reviews, not just from random people, but from Midwest Book Review, Kirkus Reviews, places like that that actually will give you an honest review. And as hard as that might be sometimes, it's worth it. You don't have to use the reviews. But I just want to let you guys know this is a resource that I think a lot of authors are not really aware of, that you can just do. So long story short, I published a spy novel. It's doing okay. It got really great reviews from both just common people on Amazon, and it's got an audiobook up that's doing pretty well, also getting pretty good reviews. And it got really great reviews from Kirkus Reviews, and I submitted to Kirkus to get that review. Long story short, if you're just here for you want the basic info, you don't want to sit through a long diatribe, $500 is what it cost you. But here's the thing, the review might suck. So for those of you who are wondering, let me break it down. I have been writing for about a quarter of a century. I'm 40 years old. I started when I was 14 or 15. So do the math. I'm basically 25 years. A quarter of a century is what I've been writing. It's a long time. I've had mixed successes with screenplays. I've sold some. I've interviewed and written the life story of people like, the widow of Aaron Hernandez, a football player, who was accused and charged with murder. You may know the story if you're a football fan. I got to interview his widow and write a story about the whole trial and everything, and wrote a screenplay about it. Made some money off that. Wrote a horror movie script for somebody. Made some money off that. Short stories I've published here and there in various science fiction and fantasy magazines throughout the years, but no really huge success. And I know a lot of artists by just going on Reddit and Pinterest and different things and getting to know people. And I made sort of overtures to different publishers over the years. And we would get little graphic novels put up that would do okay. And I would kind of put myself out there and get a little bit, just like by drips and drops, I would get a little bit of money. Never enough to just obviously to retire on. So I thought about why not just this spy novel I've been writing on, big epic spy novel. Why don't I just try to put it out there myself, and is it worth it? So I got together with an artist that I know named Micah Champion, who did the book cover for me. I had a friend of mine, Tom Fruman, and we went through it. We edited it ourselves. He is a writer himself, and we self-published. But before we self-published, you know what we did? We submitted the novel. It's called Two Spies Reach Out from the Grave, or Two Spies for short. If you like a good spy novel, there's that plug. And we submitted it to Kirkus Reviews and some other reviewers, and we all got great reviews by it. So if you wanted an idea of something you can do to get instant feedback, here's something you can do and I know not all of you have it. I didn't always have, money can be tight still. But $500, about $500, you can submit your manuscript to Kirkus Reviews and other places. Some places are cheaper, some places are more expensive. Here's the thing though, they will warn you that if they don't like it, they will eviscerate it just as if it was any other novel. So if they hate it, then you've paid $500. But here's the thing, at least you know they didn't like it, and maybe your book's not ready. Now that's important. That's valuable. That's actual valuable information. So if you're curious, is the book ready? And you don't have any other what's called beta readers, if you have no one to help you read through this thing and figure out if it's good or not, because it's been hard for me to find people over the years that will even just read. People, the percentages of it. I don't know if you've read up on the percentages, but you probably realize that most people don't read for pleasure, right? They read for knowledge, for school. those of us who read for pleasure, that's a very small amount of people, right? The number of people who read in your exact genre, even smaller, right? And the people who will read your genre and read from an unknown author like you, very, very small. So if you're trying to figure out a way, like just to know how good the book might be, if you have $500 of disposable income, I would recommend you actually at least see what a professional literary critic thinks of your work. So if you want to know what Kirkus Reviews wrote for me, here it is. A stirring spy tale with two unforgettable protagonists. Pretty good. Huskins keeps the plot moving with a steady supply of action and myriad twists. And the pages turn with indelible imagery, from Kirkus Reviews. And then I put up there that I'm an Evie Award winning, because I won an Evie Award some years ago for another novel, another indie novel that I wrote. And yeah, so there it is. And I'm just cutting to the chase with this video for those of you who are curious. How do you get reviews? Well, if you can pay for them. It's just that, you know, you wouldn't, okay, let me say this. There are sites out there that I will not name that you can pay to get good reviews. That's unethical, and don't do that. It'll also get you in trouble. It can get you like your books banned and stuff from certain websites. But like Kirkus and other places, you can pay them. They'll send you their review. If it sucks, they'll tell you, we don't have to publish it. But just so you know, we can't give you a good review. So if you want us, if you're going to publish our review of your book, just know we didn't like it. It's like, sorry, you know? So it's tough, but it's something that you might need, like a resource that you can use, and it helps get your story out there. So I recommend, if you can do it from time to time, submit your book to an actual reviewers. Now they're not going to edit it for you, so it's not like you got an editor, but they'll tell you that there was, maybe they said it's rife with grammatical errors. Well, then you know you need to up your game in your grammar. Or if they tell you the dialogue, then you know you need to up your dialogue skills, right? You need to up your game. So I'm just putting it out there, and if you guys are interested in a good spy novel, check it out. Two Spies, Reach Out from the Grave, or check out the audiobook. It's really great. It's doing well. So thank you guys, and until next time, happy writing.